Afternoon everyone, thank you again for attending our press conference on the football club. I'm hoping with a bit of confidence this will be the last time that I'm sitting in front of you discussing the football club. I'm going to give you a bit of an update as to what's happened today, then maybe pass to Alan to make any comments that he would like to make. But as previously advised, we proposed the company voluntary arrangement, a CVA, to the company's creditors and members. We held two meetings today, the creditors meeting in the morning and the members meeting in the afternoon. I'm delighted to advise that at both meetings of the creditors and members that attended and voted, the CVA proposals were passed 100% in both meetings, which is great news for the club. What that means is that effectively brings the administration process to an end. The club will now operate under a voluntary arrangement for a period that we expect to last for a maximum of 28 days. In that period, the club will be controlled and managed by Alan and his team, which again is great news, allows Alan to start putting plans in place with his team to take the club forward. All I would really like to say is obviously totally delighted that this has happened, and give a big thanks to the staff that are here, Alan and his team. Great from the playing squad. I think it's maybe been forgotten all of this that they started 15 points behind, and with a very young squad managed to claw that back and survive in the division, which is great news. The other conditions that I think everybody's aware of attaching to Alan's offer are well advanced. We don't envisage any issues there at all. All the loan creditors, which total about 3.5 million, have signed the agreements to write off their debts, which again is great news, and we're very appreciative of that. The lease to get the car parks back to the club is well advanced with the solicitors and the council, and we've made massive progress in terms of all the seeding of the shares. So, as I say, fantastic news, hugely appreciative of Alan and all that he's done, and wish the club every success. Look forward to pushing things forward over the next 28 days and seeing the club go on and flourish. I'll now pass to Alan, and Alan, if there's any comments that you wish to add there.
Yeah, from my point of view, so it's a big day for the club to not be liquidated. There's a strong possibility last year. It's a big job and a big responsibility, and I'm really looking forward to it, to bring the club under control, to bring governance, order, and to let the playing side of things from Charlie Christie, Graham Bennett and Kel proceed, and try to get us in the championship through next season, using the academy players, local Highland League players, some other Scottish players, maybe a couple of marquee players, and the club will be a football club, no distraction, completely focused. I can field any questions if you like.
Congratulations, Alan. I mean, has it been a long haul? Has it felt like this has been a kind of drawn-out saga for you, or in the grand scheme of things, has it happened quite quickly? Has it all come together at the end quite quickly?
I think I'm not familiar with administration. BDO conducted it. They follow processes and governance themselves, and just have to be patient that we get the right outcome, which we have. All credit to James and his team. Done a great job as far as I'm concerned, and put on a good path. Everything that I asked for I've got, and I'm looking forward to running the football club for the benefit of obviously all the people who work here, the players and the local community and all the stakeholders.
Many people will see you as the saviour of Inverness, Thistle. I don't know how that sits with you, but what is it about the team? Why have you hung in and plowed so much of your own money into this club?
Well, I think there's like an epiphanal moment when I came in and sort of got involved sort of in some of the detail that was going on, and I spoke to Dale, the groundsman, and he reminded me that Tommy Cummings, who passed, and his ashes are on the pitch, had told Dale that Alan Savage would never let the club go, so that was a big responsibility. A great character, Tommy, and it struck me that it means a lot to a lot of people, and I felt duty bound to make sure the club continued. So everybody can thank Tommy coming.
Tommy's not a man you would ever say no to anyway. Alan.
Well, he's hard to duck and dive down, yeah.
The fans have obviously been backing you since you returned to the club. How important have they been throughout this process?
Absolutely brilliant, and especially some of the away games and the chant they made up about the 15-point deduction struck a chord in me, and we proved everybody wrong. Let's hope we can get over the 5-point deduction next year. The fans have been fantastic. I hear that lots of people are going to renew the season tickets. We want more people here. We're trying to do things to the stadium now. The singing section is going to be a stand-in. We're going to put a roof over them. So we're trying to make the experience of the club better, make people welcome.
As far as the administration process is concerned, obviously the league's put restrictions on the club. Do you know if that just immediately gets lifted, or if there's still a process to go with that?
There's a little bit of a process we have to go through with the SPFL, but we're working on that and we expect that to be resolved in the next week or so.
Right.
They're already telling to players about signing, and Charlie will confirm that, but the window only opens on the 16th of June. So I'm not sure when it closes, but we'll be able to put a decent squad together. We're going to be full-time, and we're going to bring players in that we think can add value in the right positions, and they've got complete control over that. My job is to make sure that we've got funds available. We've recently agreed a sponsorship for the stadium naming rights for 3 years, and we've got a big company coming in to do advertising. So we're getting revenue in already. We've been promised by lots of companies that when we got out of administration that they'd put their hands in their pockets. So I'm looking forward to seeing that happen. People want to see the club free of all the things that have been happening in previous regimes. And all credit to them, they did try to make money for the club, and I won't criticise that at all, and we want to wipe the slate clean. But I think people are seeing that the club now is going to be a football club with good intentions. Nessie and Nessa the mascots are being made in Manchester as we speak. We're going to try and bring a better experience here, maybe have a cafeteria, start the North Coast 500 from here, maybe a park and ride scheme to the castle, a few ideas. We're going to have like a mini ironworks at the back of the North Stand. So we've got good ideas to raise money and bring people, especially kids, into the process. Ladies football teams, every aspect of what we do is about the community now, and trying to get into the championship by playing good football.
When you say a mini ironworks, that sounds quite significant in terms of, is it a licensed premises or live venue?
Well, it's a German idea. I'm going to put a stage at the back of the stand and put a roof over it, and we can invite groups to play there. We've got catering, we can serve drinks, so there's no reason why we can't hold things through the summer and try to raise revenue that way. But we need to get people here to see what we're trying to do. There's a disabled access point, the gates over there by the North Stand. We're going to get that tarmac, people been rolling wheelchairs over rubble and things, so put better surgeries in, more accessible surgeries in. Just look after the fans, be able to serve a drink at half time. Yeah. So we're trying to say, look, if you help us out, we'll help you out, and we're helping them out first. We're doing things positive. I'm spending money already in the belief that we would get out of administration, which we got out of today.
Alan, you said that when we stood upstairs before that you were looking for 100% of the shareholders. Did you reach that figure in the end?
We've reached the figures of 93-point-something%.
Yeah.
And there's a guy climbing up the Alps somewhere with a lot of shares, and we can't get hold of him to confirm what he's doing. Okay. And that puts it to bed. But I've got complete control now, and I can do what I like. So that's the way that I'm never good working with committees, and best off working in my own.
Yeah.